Hi guys, welcome to 420-101 Technical Writing Projects. This is your very first lecture and it's going to be a short one because I'm just going to introduce you a little bit to the class and how it works. And I'm going to assume for the first couple of seconds that you maybe are a transfer student or have not been familiar with how Brightspace works. So if you're already an old hand at this, come back in 2 seconds. So just take a look at the front page here. Keep in mind that you're going to see announcements here. Those will pop in as needed. Over here on the left, or sorry, on the right, you're going to see your calendar. Now, the biggest thing here that sometimes students get confused about is the first thing you want to always click on is content. So when you open up your class, you're going to click on content, and that's how you're going to get into everything. Okay, so you'll see stuff over here on the side. Notice we have important course documents and FAQ, or frequently asked questions. You'll have your syllabus up here. And then there's a list for every week. There is one folder over here, and then you'll just kind of start there and work your way through it. So on week 1, you can see over here, you're going to have an introduction, your standard sort of thing. We want to get to know you. I am live on campus, just keeping you in mind that you can find me in the Liberal Arts Building in Office 127. I do have a lot of classes, so of course my live office times are generally speaking Tuesdays and Thursdays, somewhere around 12:15, 12:30 until about 2:45, maybe 3 o'clock. You'll find me in that office. Look for the free little library outside and you'll know that I'm in there. And grab a book if you want to, or bring a book if you want to get rid of one. So that's where you can find questions. Now, having said that, somewhere before week 8, I either want to see you, meet your face, or talk to you on the phone, just to make sure that we are all on the same page as far as your project, right? There's a lot of lectures that I will record for this particular class, so you'll be following along with those as we move through the weeks. But I also want to make sure that you and I have talked in some form. And usually that's just going to be a 10-minute phone conversation. For the vast majority of you, you'll call me, you'll set up an appointment, you'll make a phone call, and we'll talk through that. There is a Calendly appointment time in the first couple of weeks. You're going to find that, forget where that is, but probably week 2 or 3. So you can make that appointment time. There's 4 questions or so that'll help me to prepare for the phone conversation. It'll also get you thinking about the questions you want to ask. Okay, so week 1, introduce yourself. There's always going to be readings. You'll always see the reading stuff. Oftentimes you'll see quizzes. I'm just going to kind of look through week 1 and week 2. You'll see here's your first lecture on what we call maps in week 2. And then a big thing that you're all going to be starting to think about, am I doing primary or secondary research for this course? You're going to need to know that. So make sure that when you get to week 2, you read that, put that on your priority list. Some of you will do a little bit of both. Some of you will be strictly primary, which means you're probably taking senior design already concurrently in another course, of course. And you're probably creating something, a widget, a app, a computer program, a something, right? So you're creating something in that other class and you'll be documenting it in this class. Some of you are not doing that senior design concurrently, and you will probably be mostly secondary research for this course, where you'll be going out and collecting the sources to create the knowledge for something. So we will be talking more about that as we move along, but that is something to put on your list of things to think about. So again, you'll see that there's another quiz, short assignment stuff by week 2. So now this class is structured so that you don't get behind. We don't want you to get behind in this class, especially if you're going to be doing research, because that means you need to have some deadlines. You'll be setting a lot of those deadlines for yourself, sometimes concurrently with the senior design project that you're doing, sometimes not, because you're doing it in this class only, and you'll be setting up some stuff for yourselves. This is a class you don't want to get behind on. I just want to give you that warning ahead of time, so you might want to take out your calendar and schedule yourself some time. Where am I going to work on this class? Because it's not necessarily live. An online class means I need to set those times for myself, or I'm going to get behind, or I'm going to push it to the back burner. Don't do that, because it's a bad way to get really behind on this course, and then it's hard to come back. Okay, so just a little bit of heads up, a little bit of warnings, a little bit of welcome to this class. I'm glad to have all of you, and I'll be looking forward to seeing more of you.